Good evening, everybody. So, I'm going to be speaking about Takayas Young's shooting tonight. But first, I want to talk about some other things. The Going with a similar note for yesterday night's show, I will be talking more on Elon Musk versus the ADL, and I'll also be discussing the terrible way England is handling its refugee problems and immigrant problems. So, Elon Musk's father has said that he's scared that his son is going to be assassinated. And Elon Musk said in a Zoom meeting he thinks it's likely that he might get assassinated. He said, if someone wanted to kill me, they probably are going to kill me. And because of this lawsuit I'm trying to go into, there likely will be people who are going to try to kill me. So this goes back to a similar point of what I was saying yesterday, where you have the richest men in the world versus an organization that a whole lot of Americans haven't even heard of, but yet that organization is more powerful than the richest men in the world, or at least appears to be more powerful than the richest men in the world, and has all these advantages over the richest men in the world. Why is that? It shouldn't work that way. That doesn't really make sense. Well, it's because of who runs the ADL and the the fact that they have close connections with the people who run America because of their similarity. So England, how they're handling their refugee crisis right now is they're having all of these refugees who are not women and children like the media says, but are almost exclusively young men. They're housing them in luxury hotels. There was this hotel that a so this hotel, it was meant to be where a wedding was going to happen for some native born English people. This native born English couple were going to have their wedding there, but the most important and most special day of their lives, aside from the births of their children, uh, at least for the bride, has been canceled because they're now using the hotel to store refugees. These refugees oftentimes destroy the hotels they're being stayed at. A giant cruise ship was being used to store refugees, and it's absolutely awful right now. Um, so in Ireland, which is one of the most cucked countries in the world, to be frank, in Ireland they had a rapist who raped a bunch of women. They put him in a women's prison because he said I'm transgender, and they put him in a women's prison. And in Ireland, it's illegal to say transgenderism is a mental illness. It's illegal to question the Holocaust. In Ireland, it's illegal to, uh, for some topics, tell the truth. And I genuinely think Ireland is one of the most cucked countries in the whole world. Perhaps not the most, but one of the most. But in Ireland, they're having a huge housing problem, and a big part of it is because of the refugees. Ireland is being flooded with refugees and immigrants. Almost all aren't white, and they're being flooded with them. And and that's one of the main reasons there's a housing crisis. It's so bad in Ireland that when a house goes on sale, there's a line, like a mile long line. I'm not joking when I say there was literally, you could drive blocks and the line was multiple blocks long just to do the open house and look at the house. That's how bad the crisis is in Ireland. When people talk about how, oh, we don't have enough room in England or a lot of other countries for that matter to store all these refugees. You see all these people posting pictures of farms and wheat fields and etc., so on and so forth, that and then say, oh, we can store them here. Because of course, when there's a big crisis going on in England, the perfect thing to do is destroy the vegetables. Right now in England, a lot of families are having to choose to buy during the winter. A lot of families had to choose between paying for heating or paying for food. Do we pay to heat the house that we store our newborn baby in, or do we pay to feed our newborn baby? So, of course, when you're having a crisis like that, this is the perfect time to start cutting down farms because it sounds like it's a complete buffet for every single English person, isn't it? The main reason for this problem was environmentalism. They were, well, mix of environmentalism and the response to the Ukrainian war. Because of environmentalism, they were banning genetically modified crops and vegetables, and they were trying to make everyone use less water, and they did all those things, which led to that problem. But the other thing was they stopped using Russian oil. There goes the English economy, though. There goes the German economy, because everyone relies on Russian oil. Russian oil was really, really important, and that was a disaster for them. So England's a disaster, and this is the worst possible time they could be treating these immigrants and refugees to five-star resorts and five-star cruise ships and five-star hotels. Perhaps I should get on to the title of the video at this point and stop. I guess we should talk Turkey, we can say. So the Takia Young shooting. There's big riots going on um, of people protesting the cops, reminiscent of the George Floyd riots. And this is because they say that Takaya Young was killed unjustifiably. For those who don't know, a pregnant woman who was Black was shoplifting, and then the cops came to her while she was in her car since she got called on, and then she tried to run over the cops with the car. She said something on the lines of, I can't remember the quote exactly, so I'm going to have to paraphrase, but oh, you shoot me, you can. What are you going to do? Shoot me. Then she kept trying to run over the cops with her car. She striked one of the cops with her car. So then they shot her. Obviously, this was morally justified. The cops have the right to do this. The government has the right to do this to its citizens. And if she was white, no one would care. If she was white, no one would care. But since she's Black, and the media and the government and the people who own this country want to push the narrative that, oh, we're living in full of racist white supremacists. There are white nationalists and Nazis everywhere. The cops are all racist white nationalists. They take these stories, they spin them around and make it look like Black people are being murdered just for being Black. And then they make a big deal out of it, which they wouldn't have done if she was white, or probably even white passing, though. More, I don't know. They also talked about how she was pregnant, saying the protesters, we're not just protesting the death of an innocent woman, we're protesting the death of an innocent child. Well, until now, liberals didn't believe fetuses, unborn babies, were people. They said, there's that famous quote from Bill Maher, it's just slime, it's just snot. Bill Maher said that. So until now, they didn't believe they were people. They just believed they were another organ, like a liver. You can just cut away. But once the media narrative wants it to become a person, they flip-flop. They're going to flip flop back once this story leaves the zeitgeist. So, what's really ridiculous, what's really angering, what's really upsetting is they're going to put this cop on trial for doing his job. There's going to be a trial to see whether he's innocent or guilty, and if the jury declares him guilty, he's going to be charged with murder. I believe he might even be charged with 2 cases of murder, 2 murder charges. If he does get charged guilty, this will be outrageous. I'll find this deeply upsetting. Everyone should find this deeply upsetting and deeply angering. It would be terrible, but I wouldn't be surprised if the jury ruled him guilty, because nothing surprises me anymore. It's just gotten that bad. They're also protesting the store that called her in to the police for shoplifting. Let's see. I'm blanking out on whether it was Kroger or Kmart. Here, I'll just look it up really quick because this is bothering me now. Okay, it was Kroger. So they're protesting Kroger for calling in the police and saying there's a shoplifter. This black woman shoplifted. Please call the police. Oh, and by the way, the narrative has always been, oh, they're after young black men. The cops hate young black men. But this wasn't a young black man. So what? Again, they're just changing the narrative. Until now, it was the cops are after young black men. But now it's been expanded out to the cops are against all black people. They just change whatever fits the narrative because they want to make people paranoid that there are white supremacists everywhere and make people believe that white people are racist and white people are the devil. White people are monsters. White people are bigots. But where I was going with that was, I think if anything's ridiculous, the protest against Kroger is ridiculous. So now you should be, it's awful to call the police when someone does something, breaks the law. They're literally saying that they should be protested and looted and attacked for calling the police after they saw someone steal from them. So what? A robber breaks into your house and steals your stuff. Oh, well, you can't report them to the police because the police might kill them. Someone murders your friend. Well, you can't call the police. They might murder the murderer. What? I don't even know what to say at this point. This is just one piece of nonsense after one piece of ridiculous nonsense. It's crazy. So what? Crimes are legal now. You legalize crime. It's okay to commit crime. Well, we can't have consequences for committing crimes because having consequences for committing crimes is racist. Wow. For the people like Bernie Sanders who say that poppycock, I think exactly what's going to happen is that time when Bernie Sanders got his microphone stolen by 2 black people. You see these far left wing ideas like reporting crime is bad being pushed by elderly Jews, but I think if we actually do see this stuff happen, well, the first thing is going to happen is these rich elderly Jews like Bernie Sanders and like George Soros, I'm going to get all their stuff stolen by black people. That's exactly what's going to happen if the things they're saying become actual policies. I think that's all I really had for tonight. I think I'm going to call the show good for today. I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate it a lot, and I would love a like on this video. If you're not already subscribed, then please subscribe. Uh, I love all my subscribers. God bless you. Good night.